My film is called Those Who Go, Those Who Stay, and the subject is those who go, those who stay. Actually, this is a contradiction in words, but in real life there's no contradiction, because those who go become those who stay. And even when you take an example like refugees from Africa who wait for years in North Africa to cross over to Europe, they become already people who stay. So it's very fluent in real life. But this is actually the subject, and it's, of course, it's also a film about Europe today. Europe today is a place where people go to, and other people try to prevent them to come, or try to keep up this contradiction, and to make us believe that they have been here for thousands of years. So the film is turning around all those subjects and many more. I believe that it's always good when you shoot and you don't find your way. You have a goal, you want to meet someone, or you want to go to a certain place, and then you get lost. So I always think this is a good thing, to get lost, because then you discover something you've never thought about. To give you an example, I was shooting in Paris for this film as one of the places, and I knew that I want to go to the Sentier, which is the place where they sell textile clothes and sweaters and so on. And I went there, and when I was there, I discovered all of a sudden that there's a Rue d'Alexandrie and the Passage du Caire. So there's a whole neighborhood with streets about Alexandria and Le Caire and so on. So all of a sudden the whole shooting got another twist. And I think this is always good to prepare a lot. That's what I do before shooting. I read a lot, I have a lot of images and ideas, and the moment I start shooting, I try to forget it, and I just want to go with the flow and try to discover new things that are surprising me. Because the reason for me to make the documentaries is to be surprised myself. Because life is much more interesting and complicated and complex than all our concepts could be.
3, 4, 5.
Ich bin Araberin, was meine kulturelle Identität angeht, Palästinenserin, was meine ethnische Identität angeht, Christin, was meine Glaube angeht, evangelisch, was meine Denomination angeht, und heute Österreicherin, was meine Staatsbürgerschaft angeht.
I edited the film with Dieter Pichler, the editor I work with for many years already, and I love a lot to work with him. And this was the first time that we came to a point where we both said we can't get further in working together and going on like that. And he made the proposition that I should try to edit alone for a while. And I learned within 1 week to work with Final Cut, which is really easy. But then I didn't dare to edit it, because it was already linked a lot, the sounds and the images. There were many complicated processes already done. So he proposed that he would put it on a QuickTime, so that I have just one timeline and I just cut it like a sausage. So that's what I did, and I just worked alone for maybe not more than 2 weeks. But this this was a breakthrough, because all of a sudden didn't have to communicate. Because even if you know your editor very well, you have to put into words what you want. And if you're alone and nobody watches you, I just did it. It was like writing, you know, you just do something and you don't censor yourself. So once I even woke up in the middle of the night and I thought, now I have to go to the editing room. And I went there and I just did things, you know. And this was very good. This was like a breakthrough. Because of course the film is very heterogeneous. There's so many different materials, also from different periods. It was not shot in one shooting process, but I took some shots from my own archive, scenes I had shot on research for other films, or just like that without thinking why or for what I will need them. And I also went almost in the end of the editing process. I thought I want to put this poet in the film who was already dead and who loved textiles and who had a big collection of textile. And this is one line in the film about the wanderings and the travelings, the migration of textile and fabrics. So I went to my own archive and I found the cassette of the interview I'd done maybe 10 years ago, and I put it in the film, because a film is always in the present time. Dead people can become alive, and well, maybe the future people we cannot film. But concerning the past and the present, it's always the present. So this was the editing process, very different from other films I edited.